Are you a MAGA follower? Please do not come to Mexico. Do not come to Cancun. Do not come to Puerto Vallarta or Acapulco. Stay in the United States. Eat your Taco Bells. Eat your burritos. Eat your whatever you got back home. In Mexico, we already know that MAGA people hate Mexicans. We already know that you support Donald Trump, who is a really bad guy for Mexicans. They are putting our people in prisons. They are attacking our people. They are disappearing little children, separating families. We don't like MAGA people here in Mexico. And if you come, please do not bring your orange hat saying MAGA. Do not come with your shirt saying MAGA, because I've seen cases where MAGAs have been attacked by Mexicans in Cancun. At least they get knocked on their head, or at least they insult them, and we are right. We know you hate us in the United States, so why are you gonna come to Cancun with your offending us with your MAGA shirts or hats? Stay in the United States. You're better there. Why do you come to Cancun? Why do you come to Mexico? If you don't like us, stay there.
All right, let's get into it. I got another video I'm going to show along with this one right here. I'm telling people who's traveling, not just MAGA people. See, people think it's just MAGA. It's a lot of Americans, man. I got a Mexican friend, man, and his people was telling him, who still live in Mexico, that they're attacking Americans. You know what I mean? Not just MAGA Americans, Americans who's on vacation, Americans who live there, Americans who have nothing to do with the political system or support Donald Trump here at all, or the MAGA community. They're attacking them. And his family has told him that they done seen people get hurt and possibly even killed over there. They didn't confirm no deaths, but they done seen people get jumped on, and their police officers is not doing anything about it. Their laws over there is not like the laws here. You know, they can put hands on you, or a mob can get hold to you and call it good over there, especially if the police think they're in the right and you're foreign in their country. So that's why I don't understand, with the climate that's going on here and the deportation of illegals. Now I'm with, like I always said, and I'm gonna stand on that. I think immigration is good for any country. Let me say that. But I am against illegal immigration. It has to be done the right way. So with the deportation of illegal immigration or criminals, I'm with that. But a lot of people are in their feelings. A lot of people are upset. And now you going back to their country where they done felt they've been done wrong. And they can't get next to ICE or Donald Trump or President Donald. Let me say president, because he is our president. President Donald Trump or his administration. So they're attacking you because they think you voted for it. Whether you voted for it or not, that's your prerogative. People have the right to vote however they want here in America. But yeah, a lot of people need to stay out of these countries. I know people like, well, I paid for my vacation. Yeah, and it's not just in Mexico, man. It's a lot of other countries that people is visiting that are finding themselves in hot water when they get there with the people there, because they feel you're an American. So you had something to do with all this going on with them. And they're turning on you. But now I got another video I want to show y'all where the people, I think it was in Spanish, but now I think it has been translated to English, where they send a lot of gringos. That's a lot of foreigners who come there, and they buying up real estate, and they outpricing people there in Mexico City. And people can't afford houses, and they're raising the rent, and they're over there rioting and tearing stuff up. So I think as Americans, we look at business opportunities, but a lot of times we can hurt the local economies in other countries because it is cheap over there. It's a lot cheaper to live over there than here. You know what I mean? Just The time I had visited back in the day, the peso, man, the dollar, the peso is way off. So you get way more money, way more items for your dollar in pesos. So let's go here. I'm gonna look at show you this next video, man. And with these people over there riding, man, they want these people to leave. I think one part of this video had even kill a gringo. And I'm like, man, that's a bit much. They're going overboard with a lot of this, but that's their country right now. So I ain't trying to go nowhere right now. Nor should you.
These protesters in Mexico City say cross-border migration is changing their country's capital for the worse. Over the last decade, an influx of mostly American so-called digital nomads have moved here to work remotely and also enjoy a cheaper cost of living. Protesters say the newcomers have driven up rents beyond the reach of locals.
If they're going to live in a country, they have to contribute to that country. The first and simplest issue is legal migration. They come here with visas or no visas, and still the change in purchasing power generates these problems of gentrification and displacement.
I'm here because gentrification is just one more step towards colonization, dispossession, and the exploitation of our resources. Right now it's about the people, but it won't be long before they run out of oil, water, or lithium in other countries and come and take them from us.
Many Americans in Mexico are able to still receive high salaries in dollars from U.S. companies by working on laptops from their apartments.
The government is directing its public policies towards people with higher purchasing power, often illegally displacing local populations who have lived in these neighborhoods for 40, 50, and we have even documented cases of up to 60 years. In 5 years, rents have increased by 47%. This is violent for the local population. We are debating whether to pay for electricity, water, or food. Of course, we choose to eat.
Some activists blame Mexico's government for encouraging them. However, there's no simple fix. Imposing tougher visa restrictions on Americans could worsen relations with the U.S. Mexican citizens in the U.S. also send billions of dollars in remittances back to their families in Mexico. In a world where travel and communication are faster and easier than ever, these two nations are finding it harder to have neighborly relations.
And I can see why the people over there are frustrated if things are going up. Like you said, rent has went up 43% in 5 years, but a lot of the pay haven't. And that's like here, man. I've never seen houses appreciate the way that they did now. Did people, I'm saying a lot of people benefit from that, which was a great thing. But yeah, a lot of people who was getting outpriced in their community and having to move because of gentrification. That happens a lot. That happened here in Atlanta, where a lot of the older homes was bought at a cheap price. They went in there and they bought blocks, and they went in there and gutted these houses and remodeled these houses and bought these houses up to code. Now you talking about a house that might have been $30,000 back in the day. Now you selling these houses for 300, 400, 500,000, in some cases 600,000, which raised the property tax in a particular area, man. And when the property taxes is raised, man, a lot of people who's on fixed income cannot afford these houses and cannot afford to stay there, even when their houses have been paid off for years, because property tax are eating their fixed income, so much of their fixed income to they got to move out or sell it. And now a corporation come in and just buy more blocks and buy up until they can price everybody out and set a set price. So yeah, it can hurt. It can hurt. But going back to what I was saying earlier about the guy was like, man, y'all need to stay out of Mexico. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all need to stay out of these places right now. It is bad out here, and people are hurting, and people are upset, and people feel like they've done wrong, or people feel like they have been lied to, and they finna come after everybody, man. You don't know who's your friend or who's your foe right now. That's what I'm telling people, man. Just keep your head on the swivel and just try to stay out of harm's way the best you can. You know what I mean? Because people are upset. With that said, man, y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel. We greatly appreciate it. Until next time, peace and shalom, everybody.